Hello, it's week 29 of season 4 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is The Rumor. Barney, what's going on in The Rumor?
Well, I'm walking down the jewelry store, and I see Andy and Helen in there, and then I see them kiss. And I go and tell Thelma Lou about it, and she don't think it means anything. And I say, oh, come on, Thelma Lou, put two and two together. Read the handwriting on the wall. Blow away the smoke and look at the fire. I think they're getting engaged. And then Thelma Lou comes to the same conclusion. We think they were in there dyeing a ring. And Thelma Lou wants to call Helen right away, but I say no, they must want to keep it a secret, or they'd have told us.
So you tell Thelma Lou not to tell anyone what you all have seen and concluded. But then right after telling her that, you go tell Aunt Bee everything. And then you tell her not to tell anybody.
And then Andy is real dizzy in the courthouse that day, and I come in from lunch and I start snarling at him and calling him the son of a gun. And then at Andy's house that night, Aunt Dee is crying as she serves supper. And then she kisses Andy and goes back in the kitchen. And Andy tells Opie some song or sound or smell today might have caused some memory in Aunt Dee and given her a spell. And then Thelma Lou hugs Helen on the sidewalk, and then she hugs her again when Helen says that she's going back to the jeweler's on Friday.
But Thelma Lou doesn't know that the reason Helen's going back to the jeweler's on Friday is just to pick up the bracelet that she had ordered for her niece the first time she was in the jeweler's, the time you saw them in there. That time Andy had just seen her in there, and he went in there to say hi, and they kissed for some unrelated reason, and that's when you saw them.
And so Thelma Lou tells me about Friday, and she and I go to the filling station, and I say to her and Gomer, well, Friday's the day. I think we ought to do something about it. A tardy. I think we ought to give them a surprise tardy. We could get folks to bring tart and sandwiches and stuff like that. And so Thelma Lou and Aunt Bee and I planned the tardy and the food and a redecoration of Andy's room as a gift for the married couple. New paint, curtains, a bed with a canopy.
So you collect money all over town for this gift of the new the bedroom, and Aunt Bee gets some workmen started on the room, and you make sure Andy's tied up in the office all day so he doesn't come home and see what's going on. And then you tell Aunt Bee your plan for the surprise party.
Yeah, I say, Thelma Lou and I are going to make like we're going to take Helen and Andy out to dinner, see? And then we're going to stall them until it's time to get here. So I tell Andy that we're taking Hen and Thelma Lou out, and the girls want us to go straight there in our uniforms. I say it's a win that they have. And Andy wants to go home and shower and change socks and underwear first, but that would ruin the plan. So I say no. Are you going to question a win? You question a win, you take the fun right out of it. It's not a win anymore if you put on clean underwear.
So the new bedroom is ready, and they all get ready at the house for the surprise, and they put Gomer out in the yard to say, give us a hoot owl signal when you see them pull up, so we know when to yell surprise. And you're standing in the courthouse, you're stalling in the courthouse because it's not the agreed upon time of 8 o'clock yet. You're purposely dragging out the decision of where to go out to eat.
And so finally Andy gets tired of discussing where to go, and he says let's just go to his house and get something out of the ice box. And it's almost 8 o'clock, so I say okay, and I drive there. The Goner is eating a sandwich, so he can't give the hoot owl signal to yell surprise till we're already in the house and we see all the guests. And when they finally yell surprise, Andy wants to know who the surprise is for. And I say, oh, come on, Buddy. It's not a secret anymore. We all know. And Thelma Lou says we know you picked up your engagement ring today. And then we show Andy and Helen their new room. And Andy says this is a mistake. They're not engaged. And I say, wait a minute. I saw you kiss in the jewelry store right on Main Street. You're engaged. You stop kidding me, and you tell me you're engaged.
And Andy says, let's just all go downstairs and have a party anyway. But he and Helen stay behind in the new room after everyone else has left. They stay behind for a few minutes to look around and agree that they very well might get engaged someday, just not right now.
And downstairs, Andy says that he's going to give everyone their money back, and then he'll give that nice new room to Aunt Dee. That I had lost the book of where I wrote who gave me how much money, so that turns into a real mess with everybody yelling at me at once how much money they gave.
Oh well, that got straightened out anyway. And the important thing is that Aunt Bee got her nice new room. We'll see you next week for episode 30.